We're on a road trip, and it's not the road to WrestleMania. It's the road to San Diego, but it's going to be a lit season because that glow belt is glowing up high. It's the Total Divas Season 7, Episode 3 after show. Listen now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Bring it to the flow.
Oh. I need my belt.
Welcome, everybody, to the Total Divas After Show, Season 7, Episode 3. I'm Anissa Barr. It is glowing today. I hope you're feeling the glow, because we actually have a new person with us. Woo! He's been a long-time wrestling fan. Give him some love. Don't be harsh to him, because you guys were harsh to me when I started. Give it up for Roger. Roger, tell everybody
that is intro. Thank you, guys. My name's Roger. Big-time wrestling fan, and I'm excited.
Yeah. So I was talking to you about this before. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Yeah, so going in, I grew up a Bret Hart fan, but Shawn Michaels is the greatest of all time.
Yep, yes he is. Yes he is.
I'm hoping we get a Total Michaels one day.
Hopefully. And tell everybody where they could find you on social media.
So my name's Roger, and you can find me at Roger_Corral.
Yeah.
And I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me on all platforms at Upfront with Mo. I almost forgot, but that's what it is, Upfront with Mo.
I love it. And TK's not here with us. She's out in Canada, where she is from. So much for love to her. If you want to follow her, you can follow at TK Trinidad. And I'm Anissa Barr. I am the social media correspondent for XPAC12360. If you haven't seen the show yet, please watch it. We had Billy Crogan from Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
It was such a great interview. So please, everybody, head into that. I call myself the John Cena of XPAC12360 because I'm always here, but you can never see me. So
Can't believe she's still doing that.
I know.
She said.
I know. I can't believe I did it, but it was great. But speaking of Cena, his fiance and his future sister-in-law, Brie and Nikki, decided to go on a road trip, just like old times.
They do.
Just like old times. But this is different because Brie now has Birdie with her, and she decided, okay, which way we're gonna go. We're gonna go this way to the road trip to San Diego, this freeway, or the other freeway.
And they went from Texas, right? Like
it's, Arizona.
From Arizona, Phoenix to Los Angeles.
Arizona to the 619.
To San Diego, that's right.
Yes.
That's a tough trip, guys.
San Diego.
Yeah.
A tough trip with a baby.
So
let's add that in. There's more stops.
Right.
Also, I'm going to say I'm a little disappointed in, I thought there would be more fun. Okay, you have the Bellas on the road with a baby, and we only got like one breastfeeding challenge.
Well, I feel it's because Nikki has a lot going on. She has a lot on her mind. They're in different places now. Brie can't really Brie mode right now. She's breastfeeding. Like, so they had to like do it adult way. They had to adult it this time.
Right.
They completely adulted that trip. And again, that's a far trip. So I mean,
we got some little booty action from Nikki with her skirt split.
We got some booty action, that's right.
Splitting. So.
First time we saw that booty though.
So that was pretty fun. That was probably like exciting.
Yeah, that was good. And again, that's a tough trip. That when Nikki mentioned that it's only desert.
Yeah.
So I'm from Texas, and I've driven across Texas.
Oh, wow.
And it's desert, guys. And then once you go to Arizona and New Mexico, it's all desert. Everything's desert.
Wow.
It's depressing.
Right. Very depressing.
That's like me.
That's why when she said, I feel that way when we go to Vegas, when she was like, you're not driving fast enough. I'm like, she's probably does not feel like it. I feel like that every time I'm going to Vegas. I look down, I'm like, I'm doing 100 right now. Slow down.
For reals, I went to Vegas this past summer for GameStop, and I was literally like so bored. I'm like, dude. Like I'm driving by myself.
It's the worst.
That is rough.
And it sucks because it is the worst. Because when you're trying to play some music, it freaking stops. I'm like, what the hell? It's like 1999 all over again.
And there's police along the way.
Like they come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere, because they have so much space here.
But it's always good to go behind the truck guys, just in case you don't want to see it.
And
that's a good tip.
if you're driving to Vegas, you're at least arriving in Vegas, right? Like, that's worth it.
I don't know.
It depends on the situation.
It depends where you're going
After
in Vegas,
2
right?
hours, I'm like, why am I not here yet?
Oh,
Right.
that is.
I'm doing 100.
And then like you get there and it's hot as crap and you're like, oh crap, I gotta go back to California. But yeah, these ladies were on this road trip. It was very interesting because Brie wanted to have those moments with her sister, like they were on the road again when they were in their 20s in the WWE. They were. It's funny because Nikki was always bragging about Brie. You're not fun anymore. You're not fun anymore. And now this time the roles reversed. And Brie is ready to go Brie mode. Even if she has a baby with her, she's ready to go. And she wanted to party. And they go to Dateland. I mean, I've never heard of that before, but they said it's like the world famous drink.
Again, they were trying.
But
There's nothing
dates?
but desert, guys.
That's so old. That's old people.
Oh, is it?
Dates.
Oh, what's dates? I don't even know this place.
Dates. Aren't they? They said the shake was like dates. That's why they said we don't want to
But is that like a
on
famous
this
restaurant?
trip because dates make you go to the bathroom.
Oh,
They're
well,
like the old people.
they,
You know, I mean, right?
I don't know, but it looked like they
Somebody
just
in
went
the
to a
chat,
Quiznos.
please. Somebody
It
in the
looked like a
chat,
Quiznos
please
corner.
tell me. I think I'm right.
You already got some love, Roger. We got more. Mana, I can never say her name right. I'm so sorry, but she says hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know I'm a little late. Thanks, Star. I know life is struggle.
No, and like you said, I feel like
The struggle is real.
struggles around.
wrestlers really form a bond on the road. You know,
do.
people that don't wrestle anymore, they still consider a lot of the people they traveled with as their friends. So
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that they were on the road a lot, I mean, of course they're sisters, but when you're out on the road all the time, as a wrestler especially, you know, you only go home twice per week.
That's what they say.
If you're lucky.
We're
Yeah,
watching
if
Total
you're
Divas. They're
lucky.
like going, hey.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So, you know, to see them back together, I'm sure it was a nice feeling.
Yeah, Nikki said it towards the end. She was like, you know, she just wanted to have sister time, and
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was really cute. Y'all know I'm a Bellas fan.
Also,
I love the Bellas.
they just released I think some pictures were out today.
Yeah,
They
the
released
Birdie
pictures.
Bee,
The
the brand, they went
Yeah.
out. Lillian Garcia was there, Candice Michelle, Tori Wilson, Kelly, Maurice. Wait, was Maurice? No, Summer Rae.
Summer Rae was there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh.
So good for them. You know,
Oh,
it's
and Ariana from Funkadactyls. She went.
Oh,
to,
she was there?
Oh,
That's
okay,
funny.
nice.
Yep. Mm-hmm,
Again, you form bonds.
Yeah,
like
you do.
you really do. All of these people.
And it's crazy. I forget who had said it, but they said like, which woman said this, but she said, this is all the women from different eras, but we all
Came together.
together in some part
It's
of
very
their lives. Like Candice Michelle was there when the Bella Twins were there.
Yeah.
Barbie Kelly was there when the Bella Twins were there. The
That's
Bella
right.
Twins were there when Ariana was there. It
Yeah.
just full circle, and that's what wrestling does. But moving on from that segment, Lana was told last week that she will never be able to wrestle again.
Oh my gosh.
That's so mean. And like you mentioned earlier, Mark was being messed up.
No,
Someone-
Roger, no.
We're pinning this on her.
Roger, no. Let's get this right.
But Marie,
Roger said that.
But Roger did say that. Did you?
I did.
Roger said that.
I forget which one.
Carano, I love Carano.
No.
Well, Marie Antoinette in the chat agrees. She said Mark is a beep, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word, but I'm not gonna say it. But
Here's the thing. Mark Carano is in charge of making sure that everyone, you know, is in order and does things. This
is.
isn't a regular company. You know, like wrestlers are encouraged, or at least I believe usually they should be encouraged to move forward with their character and to try to push the barrier. And Vince McMahon in wrestling has a good history of, you know, rewarding people that take risks. So I feel like I get where Mark Carano comes from at times. I still feel like his approach is a little, I want to say, unorthodox.
No way.
And I feel like he needs a better approach towards these women because, again, these are people that are living out their dreams. And so, you know, it's not just a regular 9 to 5.
I feel like he does. Hold on. I feel as though he does reward them, as we'll get into the episode. I feel like he does reward them, but it's like it's like I want to say it's probably like his kids. It's like his daughters, and you have to be stern. You want them to take you seriously and not just run over you. I mean, you want them to step out of the box, but you don't want them to just run all over you. So he has to have that little stern.
That's a fair assessment.
That stern, like, you can't run over me. There are things in the process that we still have to do, and I'm here to put those processes in place.
But is he though? Because every time they go to him, you don't really get what you want. You know, he's kind of there to stop you, which is fine.
That's dad, right? Is that not dad?
It
Dad
is, but
does
these
that.
aren't his kids. These are professionals that want to grow their career.
But he doesn't stop them growing. I don't feel like he stops them growing their career. I just feel like he was hired for that purpose, and he fulfills his purpose.
You're right. If that's his job, that's his job. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, but you have to remember he's in the middle of talent, trying to please all the superstars, not just the women, but all the superstars on SmackDown.
And the higher up.
Exactly.
And
I get that.
as well as higher up. So he's in that middle where not a lot of people were in that position, but never wanted to be in.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
If anything, even if you guys are, if I end up taking your side,
We're going to transfer you over this way.
I still feel like
No,
to me-
I mean, I'm just being biased. I'm not taking anybody's side. I mean, I get it from the inside and out.
I don't feel he's approachable. And I think that's my main concern.
That's fair.
I feel like you should be able to go to him just like, if you should be able to go up to anyone that's in charge of talent and be able to air your grievances.
Right. So Lana decides to make this situation pretty much her own way and post it on social media, and Nattie was like, no, I don't think you should do that. But Nattie's always been the follower person, and she's mentioned this before, that she always doesn't break the rules, and maybe this time she should. And yeah, girl, you gotta break the rules. You've been here,
right?
Nattie's been here since I was like freaking 14 years old.
She's been here a while. Exactly.
And I'm 25, so you now need to break the rules, girl, and you gotta just go for what you love. And what Lana did was a risk taker. I don't know if this was legit or what the production was like, hey, do this. Because
that's always...
she did have more matches after that, and she's now having matches too. She's getting involved at house shows. So would you ever do this in professional? Like, would you ever risk your job and be like, okay, I want to do what I love?
I think if you really are passionate about what you love, it's going to pay off, because that's what you're really working towards. And if you're consistent in any way, people are successful or their name is out there because they're consistent about what they love to do. You have to be consistent. So she was just consistent. She said, you know what? I'm going to take the risk because I love what I do and I love wrestling. If I'm out, I'm out. If I'm not, then I took the risk for a great purpose. And I feel as though sometimes I feel like Alana can be a little annoying, but I definitely really, really like her for taking those risks. I mean, this episode was called Breaking All the Rules. And she broke all the rules, okay? She was just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to do, Nattie, you can say whatever you want, but I'm going to do what I want to do because I love this. And if it helps me to garner more of what I want, then it paid off. If it doesn't, then I'll learn from next time. She said it. Let me tell you, she took full responsibility. She was like, I have to reap the consequences, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And it ended up paying off because she's passionate about this. She really wants to do it. And everybody may not say that she's great and all this, but I really think she's going to prove everyone wrong.
Right. And like, Lana we could see that through Total Divas, is she's very passionate about this business, as well as the previews of next episode. She gets a little cat fight with Nattie about it. But Lana, I feel like Lana is a good role model too, because now going through as a little girl or a teenager or a woman herself, or you can look through those TVs and be like, oh my God, she's taking a risk. This big company that's literally pretty much the Super Bowl of all wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people want to be there. Mm-hmm. She's making those risks. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy how it became successful.
It is. But again, wrestling is a different beast. It's not a regular company where you go 9 to 5 and you follow the rules. I would argue every successful wrestler has broken the rules. And so, you know,
yeah.
like, you wouldn't have your Stone Colds.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have your CM Punks. All of these people,
Or AJ Lee.
or AJ Lee, they really did push the barrier, and I think that's admirable.
It
because
is. It definitely is. I agree with that. It definitely is because, I mean, how far do you expect to get if you don't break the rules sometimes, or push the limit a little bit, or push the line a little bit?
Right.
And it's still a creative company, so even if
Yeah.
you keep your job, you might not be satisfied, and that you have to keep pushing your character and make yourself
And
happy.
that's what I love about the WWE, because they always like people, yeah, like you said, risk takers, but also like they have a creative team, but these superstars are creative as well.
Exactly.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if you really think about it, as an example, look at the freaking Miz. Okay,
Yeah.
he came from a reality star to doing the Diva Search, and then having his own Miz TV, and then he broke out every single year. Like, look at the Miz.
He's been
He
different
progressed.
every year.
Every
Exactly.
single
Every year.
progressed. And now he has a gimmick that freaking suits him so well that he takes it literally.
And that's my point.
And
Someone like
I
the Miz,
love it.
yeah, someone like the Miz might have ideas, but at the end of the day, you have to be you. And I feel like I get that from the Miz, I get that from the Bellas, I get that from Lana.
Yeah.
I get it from Naomi. You have to be you, pushed to the extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Naomi?
You want to talk about it now?
I'm ready.
Let's get
All
Naomi.
right.
I'm
Let's
like,
get Naomi.
can we talk about Naomi?
Miss Mo wants to talk about Naomi. And we're going to talk
Yes.
about Naomi. So Naomi wants to change that title to the Glow.
Breaking rules.
Okay, so when I first saw this,
She broke those rules, and I am here for it. It was lit.
It was literally.
It was lit.
literally, it was, I don't use these slang words because I think they're silly and ridiculous, but it was on fire.
Yes.
That is the only time and last time you ever hear me say those ridiculous
Well, I'm a
words.
slang
But
person, so it was lit. Okay.
It was off the chain.
Emoji fire signs all across the text. Okay, because it was lit. Like I love.
I like the gold.
I do like the gold.
But when I first saw this title, I was like, that looks ridiculous. I didn't like it.
It's funny because
No.
I didn't like it. I was like, dude, really? Like,
John Cena had the spinner belt for a
yeah,
while.
because that was cool. That's, as a 13-year-old kid, I'm like, oh, that is so cool.
That reminds me of spinners on your car.
It
That's
looked
so
just like that.
whack.
It looked
That was
just
so
like that.
2005, though. 2004 and 5.
Oh
That was
my
the style.
God, I can't. I feel like it was the best thing, like, going that she, like, came out the box and did. First of all, I was really about Feel the Glow. So when all that happened, and they finally approved it for her, and she actually came out, let me tell you, I DVR'd that, rewound it, like, if rewound is a word. And I watched it over and over and over again, because so now that she added lights to her championship belt, I was in love. I was like, you know what? They're not going to fire her. They better not. I was right.
And
Like,
you know what? I'm glad that we were able to see this part because it shows how creative Naomi is and how deep she is with her gimmick and her character. And
how passionate
how
she is
passionate
about.
and this is who she is.
And as
this
a
is
fan,
who she is.
yeah.
And
Oh, super fan.
she makes valid points.
Yeah.
If I'm glowing, why isn't the belt glowing?
Exactly.
why are my shoes glowing?
Why, yeah,
exactly.
why is my hair glowing? My outfit, the ring is glowing too.
And the belt isn't.
Yeah.
But this was my favorite part. She did it. She got caught, right? She did it, got caught, wasn't supposed to have that, didn't approve it. And then Carano was like, you know, we have to go to the bigger ups. But I admire you. He specifically said, I admire you and I admire your passion and how far you're taking it, and I actually like the belt. I loved it. And I was so mad that John was like, you might get fired. Like, you're going to lose the championship.
And see, that's what I mean
Yeah.
about Carano. Like, I feel like he scares them a little, which again, I get it. But, they're obviously enjoying their job so much. Just let them go out there and do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But
Because-
it's, yeah, but I do feel like it's like kids. You got to
I know,
kind of
man.
step them. But I mean, I was like, you know what? If they do not let her go out with this, they're crazy.
They are.
Because, and also they probably thought, wow, we can make good money off of this. by
it's a great
replicating
idea. Like,
the belt.
Exactly.
Yes,
And they
said
haven't
it.
even done that yet.
No.
Oh, did they not sell the belt yet?
They haven't sold the belt as it glowed. They did the New Day one.
Yeah,
but
they're
they haven't done
slacking.
that one.
They're slacking.
Man, girl.
Let me tell you, I want one right now. Okay,
They're
that's a true
expensive.
fashion statement.
They're expensive.
Oh, I believe it. Because when she said that the price was pretty stiff when she got it done, I was like, that's why when John was like, is the WWE going to do this? She's like, no.
Which again,
I'ma do
another
it.
complaint. I feel like, wrestlers are spending their own money on this stuff, and then they still get repercussions of like, if you're gonna let them pay for their own things, their own gear, stuff like that, you have to let them be a little creative.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about John is that, like, now Lana and her had the match. It was so dramatic. It made
was
it
so
like,
dramatic.
Like, it made it seem like I was watching a WrestleMania like match.
The
It was-
buildup was
the
yeah.
buildup of the production.
It
very,
was.
very Hollywood, which is fine. I mean, it's E.
I loved it
Let
that
it go,
Lana
E.
came
I
out
love
with
E.
her face. and she
Lana was
all
ready.
like-
Yeah.
She's like, I got this.
But the thing is, John was like
Go
cheering
Lana.
for
cheering for Lana.
Yeah, he was cheering for Lana. I was kind of mad. I'm like, John, you're not supposed to be cheering for her.
He's like, kick her ass. I'm like, what?
And
No.
I liked it because both of their journeys throughout the episode, they marry each other.
Yeah, they do. Breaking the rules, like pushing outside of the box of what you're used to if you're passionate about what you're doing and what you love to do. And this is, life for them. This is their lives. And
Yeah.
they did. They were definitely the risk takers.
Star Drew said that he wants more custom belts for Charlotte. Well, maybe
well.
I get it. I don't know. I mean, she is the women's champion.
I will
for
say that the
SmackDown.
belt looks amazing on Charlotte, just naturally.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah. I love Charlotte. So overall, we can agree that Naomi is legit lit with this belt. But Maurice, so sweet, so
nice.
thoughtful. Okay, so let's go back a little bit because I'm kind of jumping over stuff. We finally get introduced with Carmela and her boyfriend, Big Cass. They've been together for like 4 years.
I absolutely love them, by the way.
They're so cute.
They're definitely cute.
love that they were rapping together. That's adorable.
That was a nice scene.
That was adorable. But she wants to move to LA because she was a Laker girl here and she loves it here. But Cass doesn't because he's from New York. He's a New Yorker guy. And he's like, I love this.
Complete opposite.
Complete opposite, which is
Complete
totally
opposite.
fine. That's totally fine. But she wants to go out, show him, hey, like this, I want to show, maybe this is a different option. We've been in Orlando. We've been to every single restaurant, blah, blah, blah. But they want to come here. So Maurice thought it was a good idea for them to stay at the house. But Carmela was like, no, okay, I'll see your house. But Maurice was like, no, you're going to stay at my house.
She customized this huge ass bed
Right.
and put it. Hold on. Who is sleeping outside? You can't invite me to sleep outside of your house.
Well, she brought them in. They came over. She got a taco truck.
got a taco truck.
Their bed
That was
broken.
legit.
She got the taco truck for herself. Okay, I love Maurice, but she did that for herself, and she found an excuse.
She's like, this is Hollywood. Everyone does it. I'm like, what?
Like, she did that for herself, and I'm like, okay, that was a bit excessive. And she had the balloons, and she
She did it. Yeah, she had
did
the
have
balloons.
balloons.
I
She had
the
love
balloons.
Maurice. Like, she's just amazing, and like, it's crazy because like last night I was watching one of her old matches, and it's like, wow, like just like you're just so fun, and
She's
I
been
feel-
around for a while.
She's
Yeah.
but I feel like Maurice just wants like friends and like
I think
there's
she
nothing
means
wrong
well.
with that. No, she
Yeah.
means well totally too, but she also wants to make friends with these girls because she was in a different era at the time where all the girls probably did get along and they were so close, and now there's a group of women who came from NXT who had that bond already, and now they're expanded in different brands. She's like, where do I fit? Because I want to be like she did with Nia, trying to be friends with Nia and Alexa.
Yeah.
That's
and
a
then
good
now
analysis.
she's doing with
Yeah.
Carmela, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But I mean,
But she did
They're
also mention that her and Carmela worked together a lot, so she
Yeah, because
wanted
they're
somebody,
opposite.
because she was wanting, and that they shared the LA living
Right.
situation.
they do, and
Yeah.
that's great. And then here comes Daddy Miz ruin on the food.
And I'm sure, Yeah, the Miss is great. What did they call the house? The Miss Chateau.
Marismus.
Yeah.
Something like
Mont Chateau. I forgot. The Miss Mont Chateau.
Yeah, somebody in the chat, can you...
Which is a
let us
famous
know?
hotel here in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
And
the
I want to say Mistras, but it's not.
the
not
Mistras.
Chateau
Yeah,
Marmont.
the Marmont Chateau. I forgot what it's
Chateau
called.
Marmont is the hotel
something
here.
famous that I've never been. in.
Chateau Marmont.
It's where all the celebrities stay.
It's too fancy for me.
But yeah, he came and, I still feel like they felt like parents. I feel like if
Miz is ready to be a dad.
Yeah, they feel like if they had a
If
kid.
he's gonna be very like that with Maurice, he's having a baby girl. I'm so excited.
Oh my. Okay, how far along is she again?
Oh wow, I don't know, but she's not. I don't think
They
she's.
just
She's not
announced
even
it,
6
right?
months yet.
Oh my goodness.
But they did the gender reveal, right?
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why.
I thought I saw that. Yeah, 4
might be
months. It
right.
has to be about 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she gets a taco truck,
Back to the taco truck.
and then the funny thing is, they're like, "Hey, what kind of bed do you like sleep on?" To Big Cass, he goes, "California King." Oh, okay. So I got this like mattress, and we customize it, and I thought that was so thoughtful. But like, she put it in her backyard.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm not
weird.
sleeping in no one. First of all, I'm not sleeping in no one's backyard.
Unless it's like a tent or something.
But I did.
I was hoping for a tent. Yeah.
Yeah, with maybe
Some nice decorations
some
on the outside. Yeah, that would have
like
worked.
you can chill here when you're not hanging off the bed. And then they were like, oh, or the couch.
in the theater room.
In the theater room.
You went from a 95 by 95 bed to a couch.
Well, I didn't get. They said they don't see each other that much. Is Cass already injured at this point? Why don't they see each other that much?
No.
Right? Like because
I don't know. This is I don't know. On
right
this
because they
part.
got split once on Raw, once on
Right.
SmackDown. But then I know Big Cass went down with his injury.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they go back to Orlando again twice
Yeah.
a week, and that's all they have.
Well, because they're on separate brands,
yeah,
so
but
they don't see each other.
I guess I get it.
Maybe he is injured
And she's not home.
and
she's not
he's
home.
healing
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. Okay, that makes sense.
Like he may be injured. I don't know the situation, but he may be injured and she's just not there because she's traveling.
She's traveling,
Yeah.
and so this
That
is
could
his
be the
time
case.
with her.
Yeah.
That would make a little sense. Somebody's gonna let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
But-
Somebody in the chat, please let us know. You guys are great.
Are we still
Yeah.
trying to find the name of the hotel? Is that where?
Chateau Marmont. Yeah, let's find the name of the house that they named their house.
Right. Star Drew said Cass is drafted to SmackDown. Oh, is he? Oh yeah, he got. Oh, okay, so Cass got injured the night after SummerSlam. Okay, because you were there. Oh hey.
Oh hey.
But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, and again, I get it. They wanted their own time.
They did.
And then I like how like Miz is like, oh, now you scared them away. Like, I mean.
He was just making a light joke out of it because when you have to tell somebody that, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Like, it's super awkward.
Yeah.
Oh, and Carmela
So-
was chugging those. She's like, I don't know how I'm gonna tell
So-
them.
And he was like, I got it. He was like, you tell him. And then he was like, you know what, babe? I got it.
Well,
I loved that. I was like, oh, that was great. And so he told him, and I think the Miz was just making a great moment out of an awkward moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're not going to say on TV, we want to get our groove on. You know, like,
unless you're Nikki Bella and John.
oh,
That's
I
true.
love them though. Don't get me started. I can't over here. I can't. I love them though.
You know, and that's another, like, I think a positive thing out of this show. All these relationships, and they're happy, nice relationships.
Yeah, they
in a
are.
business that's a little rough at times.
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
I do
Yeah.
too. Like everybody on their grind and working. You know, that's what I want in a
Supporting
partner.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yay.
So throughout this whole episode, we saw Lana risking her career, Naomi risking her career but getting lit with the belt, the Bella twins going on a road trip. But did they see any Vikings?
Well, they were going home to a Viking. Did Daniel Bryan say
Daniel
this?
Bryan's a Viking, and speaking of Vikings, the History Channel. The history.
The history. So, speaking of Vikings, history critically acclaimed series Vikings will premiere with a 2-hour season premiere airing on Wednesday, November the 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Pacific Standard Time too. 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time too. Season 5 begins with Ivar the Boneless asserting his leadership over the great heathen army.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
While Lagertha reigns as Queen of Kattegat. Okay, these names, I'm sorry if I'm messing them up. Ivar's murder of his brother Sigurd sets the stage of vicious battles to come as Ragnar's son plot their next moves after avenging their father's death. Bjorn follows his destiny into the Mediterranean Sea, and Floki, who is suffering from the loss of his wife, Helga, takes to the seas, submitting himself to the will of the gods. This season is full of startling alliances and unbelievable betrayals as the Vikings fight to rule the world.
Yo, Daniel Bryan, if you're watching, that is your show.
That is your show.
All
That
of
is
these
your
guys
show.
on this
The
show,
Vikings.
Go ahead.
like they look like they could be wrestlers.
Really?
Like the main guy, I forget his name. Like he's
Jonathan
so good.
Rhys Meyers?
Yeah, so Jonathan Rhys Meyers is joining the cast. He's famous from the show Tudors, which was a big hit. I think the actor, you know, that's his main role that he did, and then he also played Elvis previously. I think he got a Golden Globe nomination for that.
Good for him.
Nice.
So he's a big name, and so bringing him on board. So this is created by the same guy who did that show, the
cool.
Tudor show. So it's not.
That was a pretty big show, right?
Yeah, it's not that surprising that he's coming on board, but it's a big deal. It's pretty cool.
Dude, that's really cool because, like, I've never seen a Viking show. Like, I don't know anything about Vikings.
Well, what about
but-
Vikings movies?
No, the only Vikings I know is, like, the football team.
I was gonna say, you see the Vikings
But,
play.
but with this show, like, I'm just curious on, because I want to watch it because I'm now curious.
Mm-hmm.
The women, like, what do the women dress? Because the Vikings, they have swords, they're very strong, powerful, and then the women.
They look like Xena the princess, right?
Are they still considered
Zelda?
Vikings?
You
I
mean
think
Zelda?
so. No,
No.
Xena the princess.
Oh wait, do you not know
Xena
who
the Warrior Princess.
Xena the warrior princess.
So it's this lady with a
That's
big
what
sword.
a Viking woman looks
Oh,
like.
that's what a Viking.
No, I swear.
No, you're
Okay,
right.
no. Okay.
Well, this season is 10 episodes, and Vikings is a critically acclaimed. This is season 5, so season 5 has 10 episodes.
Oh man, I got a long way to watch.
Yeah, and it's a critically acclaimed series from creator and soul writer Michael Hurst, who is the Academy-winning film for Elizabeth and Emmy Golden Globe nominated series for the Tudors. So you were totally right.
Yeah, the Tudors was a big deal. So this is great. It's a very critically acclaimed show.
See, now I'm kind of more curious because it's on
history.
It's on history.
History. Mhm.
So are they giving us history on Vikings?
I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I think that matches.
It teaches
that's
you.
totally cool.
Oh, okay.
It teaches you while also entertaining you. And
that's
again,
so
they
cool.
do a fabulous job. I can't wait to see Jonathan Meyers. I think it'll be a great addition. I don't know, because again, everyone on the show is very big. They look like Roman Reigns. You know, Daniel Bryan, very muscular, big buff
Nice.
guys. Jonathan Meyers
Ladies, tune in on time.
Jonathan Meyers played King Henry in the Tudors, and you know he's not that big, but so I'm interested to see the dynamics and how he comes aboard.
Okay, so you're gonna tune in. You guys, we're all gonna tune in, right?
Yeah.
On time.
2 weeks. When does it
Yeah.
air?
2 weeks. Okay, so it's history's hit drama, and it returns with the 2-hour season premiere on November the 29th at 9/8 Central on History.
That's good stuff.
So tune
Definitely
in
gonna DVR that because I'm so excited.
29th at 9 and 8 Central on History.
All right, check that out,
Tune
guys.
in, guys.
Tune on in. Daniel Bryan, tune in. This is Bloodline.
Yeah, his is bloodline.
This is Bloodline.
I'm serious. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, all of these guys, I would love for them to try out for the show.
Hello, Roman.
Oh
Reigns.
my goodness.
Oh, it would be perfect for them.
Finn Balor. Hello.
Perfect for them. And then add Brie in there as a nicer.
Now you're just making total divas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She could be the next Xena warrior princess.
Nah, it should be Stephanie McMahon.
I could see. You guys have good ideas. I like this.
I don't know. But this was a wild episode. I enjoyed it. Is there anything you guys want to add on to this episode?
I think we haven't discussed Nattie, but I feel like I'm not a big fan of Nattie.
Oh no!
Overall, I feel like again, I wish she would take more risks because I feel like she's been in the company for a while and I haven't felt that much character development.
But she did say that. She said, you know what? If they're breaking the rules and they're getting it, then I need to start doing something.
Maybe this will be the turning point.
Hopefully it is. You know, she's old school, traditional, and
because of her last name, and it's well respected.
Yeah, she's like a royal.
She's a royal.
Yeah, a WWE royal. So, you know,
I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
That's a royal family. I never thought of that.
Yeah, like
That's
the
good.
royals. You know, you got different royals.
I mean, they were families with the British Bulldogs.
No, yeah, I mean,
So it makes sense.
That's a big family. Yeah, you have Jim Neidhart, Owen Hart, Bret Hart. Like and Davey Boy Smith Jr. was in the company for a while too. So that's.
She's a royal, so she's trying to be traditional and carry the name correctly. What can you expect?
Well, Morissette says Mark is just awful.
Oh, no.
God.
Well, we all have our opinions, and that's totally fine.
Wait, what did he say? Marcus dressed awful?
It's just
Awful.
awful. It's just awful.
See, again, I just wish, WWE tries to portray a good image, make sure that everyone looks good and that their brand is well portrayed. I would fix the way Carano comes off sometimes.
I like it.
Well-
It gives me East Coast.
Oh, see, it has to be an East Coast thing.
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe that's where he's from, the East Coast.
it makes a lot of sense
dry
now.
cut, and you don't have to waste anybody's time. Like, that is my type of person.
So, quick thing. When we first watched this episode, there's a game that Nia was trying to teach Maurice.
Oh, who can say penis the loudest?
that's right. I forgot
Are we
about
allowed to
this.
say that?
Yeah, because it's a correct
What is-
vertical term,
Okay.
English term. I think, I'm trying to sound smart, but I'm not. But, yeah. But I think
So
it's...
are we going to yell who? Are we going to
I'm
do
not
Are we
it?
gonna yell
No.
penis?
No.
Are we going to yell it?
No,
Come on,
because-
let's see who can do it the loudest.
No.
Let's see.
You guys
Man.
can. You guys can. I don't
wanna do it?
I don't like saying that
No,
word.
I can't just throw out penis. No. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on from this.
I don't like saying that word. I like to say like D word.
Yeah.
What a D. But
I'm showing this episode to my mother, guys. Like I can't.
Oh. Hi.
Sorry, Mom.
But see, even that, I feel like you see Maurice trying to, interact with the different divas, and I
Yeah.
really liked your analysis of her being.
Oh, and not to mention, I like Nia.
Wait,
You said you didn't like Nia. You didn't like her attitude. You didn't.
Nattie?
Nia.
Wait.
Nia Jax.
Oh, Nia Jax. That's right. Okay. Again, Nia. I just don't like rude people. And I feel like, last week, Nia put down Lana completely. And she was
I do
like, you
feel-
should
I
never do this.
agree.
And this week, Lana
I
completely,
agree.
proved her wrong. If you were
She
to
did.
listen to Nia, you would fail in life. Like, you have to not listen to
Fail?
negativity like that. And
But she didn't. And you see, she still moved on. But
I'm not going to credit Nia for that.
hold on. I really like Nia. I feel.
You like everybody we don't like.
just admit it.
It's okay, girl. I know. I like Nia personally. I like Nia. She
I'm
doesn't
sure
bother
she-
me. She doesn't bother me.
And I like the different image she brings to wrestling. She's a different.
She's plus size.
Yeah, it's a different character that
Yes.
we've seen played, and I think that's really cool. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Just don't like her attitude.
Oh, I love it. I just feel like she's. I will continue to say this because I feel like it'll be a drama in an episode. I'm waiting for her and Maurice to collide because
It's
their
gonna happen.
personalities are so strong.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for that to happen because I feel the tension. I still feel the tension from the first episode when they got into it. That Maurice is trying, but I kind of feel it.
And
Like
see,
it's awkward.
Even that. How long has Nia been in wrestling? Like, I feel like she's just as new as some of these other girls.
Yeah.
So I'm not liking the ego
Just
a bit
few
here.
years, yeah. Just a few years. I think 2013, because when Breaking Ground was around, that's when they kind of introduced Nia Jax.
Which is kind of the same as Naomi. A bit. Naomi started in 2014? 2016? 2015?
No. I want to say 2012.
Naomi?
Yeah, because we're in seventh
Oh,
season.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's
because
right.
She was
AJ
on
Lee-
pterodactyl.
She was
a
the
pterodactyl.
Funkadactyls.
I mean,
she
a
was,
Funkadactyls.
she was on the
the
NXT.
Funkadactyls. Sorry about that. Yeah.
She was on the NXT rookie on the women's side.
That's
Kelly
true.
was her,
That's very true.
manager.
So
Yeah.
see again, I think Nia tries to come off as this expert. At least if I don't like, Nattie, Nattie still has a wrestling background behind her, and yeah.
None of these girls really bother me, actually. I just like to see their personalities.
They don't phase you.
No, not really.
They don't like move you. I mean, I think you like Carmela, right?
I love Carmela.
And you like Alexa Bliss.
Oh,
Yeah,
where was
I love
Alexa
it.
this episode? I
Well,
missed her.
she was on a tricycle with Nia Jax.
Hold on. Why is it that when they show us Carmela, they don't show us Alexa? Oh, speaking of Alexa, the sad episode last week when she kind of, revealed that she...
That's right.
That episode afterward, Nattie revealed that she was anorexic at one point in life too, which I thought was very touching. That helps open up everyone.
Yeah.
It does.
So, yeah.
And again, that's why I mentioned the relationships earlier. I feel like this show puts a good light. It makes them very relatable.
It really does. Yeah.
It does. It really does.
And it's admirable. Little girls and little boys, little kids look up to these people as superheroes.
We
So-
went from opening up to now breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules. Well, breaking. We're gonna go a different way to start breaking some news.
Oh.
Ooh.
Music.
Where's my breaking news music?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think someone's breaking the rules back there.
So, James Ellsworth got released today.
That's right.
Found out this morning when I walked into these doors. The reason why we're talking about him because he is related to Carmela in the he was her manager, or he was just pretty much the puppy dog of Carmela. And I have so much respect for James Ellsworth because he went in there as we call a jobber in the WWE, and he made this most iconic face that they signed him. And he stayed there as long as he could, and now he can go to the indies and become much of a bigger star than he already is. And I think that's really, really cool. He did it for the people in the indies. That's my personal opinion. So what do you guys think about him being
He got his
released?
own shirt.
Yeah, he got his own shirt.
I'm sorry, I don't know who he is.
It's okay.
Yes, James Ellsworth. Again, it's a...
So yeah, okay. Do you remember the moment last week when the guy had the belt and he, the Money in the Bank briefcase? And
Oh,
furniture?
yeah.
That's the guy that got released.
Oh.
It's okay. You only saw him for like 3 seconds.
So guys...
Yeah, he looks like he was getting out of jail.
Guys like him, they don't make it sometimes. You have your Spike Dudleys, people like that struggle getting in.
Yeah.
And when they make it, it's admirable.
And
'cause
Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen. There's a lot of
Zach Gowen
smaller
gave us some hope.
guys that really struggle to get up there. Yeah. I think it's really cool that he got that far. I mean, he got to wrestle AJ Styles for the WWE title.
Dude, he was freaking with
And
Dean
he beat
Ambrose
AJ Styles.
for a long time.
And he
I'm
was.
jealous.
So, that's...
I know who that is.
That's a dream come true for a lot of wrestling fans.
I love her. She's amazing.
And my wife still doesn't like that he... So during the Money in the Bank match, he's the one that actually climbed the ladder and grabbed the briefcase. Based on the whole women's revolution, we want to prop everyone up and
He cheated.
give everyone... We were wanting Carmela to get that moment.
Right.
That poster of her up there with the briefcase.
Well, she got it. He deserved to go to jail for that, period. I'm sorry.
He stole that from her.
He stole it.
Well, one more news before we go, because we only have not that long. This past week was the passing of Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is pretty much the legend, god of the Latino wrestling.
I lie, I cheat, I steal.
Exactly. And
He lies, he
did everybody
cheats, he
else hear you
steals.
on
He
that?
lies, he cheats, he steals.
If you didn't, did everybody hear you on that, Anthony?
I hope so, yeah.
I hope so, because that is somebody that I'm so glad that I was able to see him wrestle in WCW, in WWE at a live SmackDown event,
such
to see him
beautiful.
wrestle,
Yeah.
and just to see that his legacy is still alive
Yeah.
today. Is amazing, and Rey Mysterio actually got his portrait tattooed on him.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So yeah, I just saw it before we started the show. So, and you have some cool news.
That's all.
This guy literally lived down the street from Eddie Guerrero.
Okay, it's not that cool because the town. So I'm from El Paso. It's a small town, corner of Texas, and anyone that knows anything about wrestling knows that that's where Eddie Guerrero's from. That's where the whole Guerrero family. So we were talking about royal family earlier. This is like the Latino royal family of wrestling.
Okay, once again, I don't know who that is, but R.I.P.
And yeah, Eddie Guerrero was like the pride of wrestling of El Paso. And it was really cool. I lived, I would say probably 2 or 3 blocks away. There was a post office in between us. And so Hector, I believe it's his uncle or his cousin, he had a house there and he had a ring in his backyard. And that's where he trained Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero and a bunch of people came through. I was lucky enough to go in there and participate for a few weeks. And it's, it's a dream come true. It's awesome seeing, again, you look up to these people.
You do.
Nice.
So it was nice. It's cool.
Yeah. And if you want to continue this beautiful conversation with Roger, where can they find you?
All right, guys. You could find me at Roger_Corral. Spell it like Golden Corral.
Ooh.
I miss Golden Corral.
They have a few around
Those
here.
yeast rolls with the butter. Stop. That's the fat girl coming out of me. I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me on all platforms at Upfront with Mo.
And I'm Anissa Barr. You can find me at Anissa Barr. Please watch X-Pac 12360 today. I'm having a new segment with X-Pac. We want you to send in your questions. If you always want to ask X-Pac a question, please send it through Instagram, Facebook, appropriate DMs, please, because I listen and I open up those questions. I open up those DMs but please do that. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna be working on doing some stuff for the show, for X-Pac show. But other than that, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, or Twitter. Shit, I shouldn't have said my Snapchat. But follow me on the internet at Anissa Barr with 3 eyes at the end, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Woo.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.